Hello and welcome to this new episode of our program. Well, as we promised you, we're gonna get to each single tiny mega beat happening on our beautiful land in Egypt. So please stay tuned with us as we will be back right after this.
In January 2006, Iftikasat was awarded a production grant of $3,500 from the Culture Resource Al-Mawrid Al-Thaqafi and decided to start recording their first album, Moulid Sidi Latini, which required an actual fund of $11,000. Set on Media Production City Studios, the recording started April 2006 and ended July of the same year. Sound mixing was made in Sound Design Amr Yahya Studio, while the sound engineers were Amr Yahya himself and Ali El-Kashif. The American multi-instrumentalist composer Daryl Kennedy, who sometimes shared stage with the band, produced the album. The album was distributed worldwide and digitally through iTunes. Besides the fact that Moulid Sidi Latini was released on international basis, Iftikasat became officially international when they were invited to perform at the 2008 Carthage Jazz Festival in Tunis, performing with the several other international artists like Gilberto Gil from Brazil, the Portuguese Maria João and Mario Laguinha, William Parker from the USA, Dafir Youssef from Tunis, the Italian Gino Paoli, the French Jacques Schwartz-Bart, and the English Murray Head. Although Amr Salah is the sole composer of the group, also the guitarist has also distributed in the writing of some of the songs and already has his own material. Therefore, their influences had a great impact on Iftikasat, especially Amr's, which included classic, jazz, pop, and rock. Amr's mother had a great impact on his influences as she worked as a classic piano teacher, and therefore he began playing influenced by classic music. As for the artists and bands that influenced him, they include Omar Khairat, the Algerian Mohamed El Anka, who influenced the track La Belle Algérie, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, McCoy Tyner, Lyle Mays, Spyro Gyra, Yellow Jackets, Ziad Rahbani, Frank Zappa, and many other groups of the 60s era, including the Beatles, who had a great impact on him before he walked on the jazz route, as he used to memorize, play, perform, and even sing the lyrics. Amr Salah's ambition and plans for the group has not yet ended, as he is planning. He wants to be internationally recognized, to be one of the groups of the international scene, performing a number of concerts per year. Iftikasat is one of the busiest world jazz fusion groups that are on top of the music scene in Egypt. The group regularly performs at Cairo Opera House, Biblioteca Alexandrina, the CJC, and Saqit al-Sawi. Iftikasat made their debut international performance in 2004 at the 4th Bansko International Jazz Festival in Bansko, Bulgaria, that was followed by a series of performances in major festivals and cultural events worldwide, such as Carthage Jazz Festival Tunis, San Jose Jazz Festival USA, Nashville Jazz Festival Serbia, Jordan Jazz Festival, Cairo Jazz Festival with its editions, SOS Music Festival, Modern Folk Music Fest, Bansko Jazz Festival Bulgaria, Panaf Algeria, and more. Their unique style can be categorized as world jazz fusion, as they attempt to find a new unorthodox dimension for Oriental music themes through a fusion with other musical styles ranging among Balkan, North African, Latin, and jazz.
The beats.
Well, I have the pleasure tonight to interview with me Mr. Amr Salah, the leader of Iftikasat Men. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
So basically, I'll ask a question that not a lot of people know. Why did you call the group Iftikasat?
Well, it came very spontaneously, like just like the music was done before actually, like so it was first the music and then the name. So after composing and writing music and like keeping this somewhere, then like I had to come up with a name for the band. So I don't know, like in that time, like 2002, like this is the year that Iftikasat was formed, and Iftikasat as a slang word was very commonly used in that period. So I said, like, okay, like these are spontaneous ideas, so why not to call the band Iftikasat? So I called the band Iftikasat.
Tell me, how did the story all start?
Well, I started writing some songs like that have this kind of direction of mixing East and West and different cultures. That was back in 1992 when I wrote my first song that was called Anxious Dance. And I liked the idea of like this mix between the East and West and like the fusion of cultures and like, you know, like all these different colors. So so that was 1992, and then in 1996 we met with Amr Khairi, the drummer of the first drummer of Iftikasat. So it was me and the bass player Samir George and then Amr Khairi. That was the beginning, and we worked in that time in Bahrain. We were working in Bahrain for a couple of years, and during this period, like we started like really getting out a real serious and beautiful sound together. And then we came back in 1998, and in 2002 we started, like we said, like, okay, now I think it's time to come up with this project. And it was the Car Jazz Club festival, jazz festival, and that was an event gathering many musicians from Egypt. And I said, like, that's a good opportunity, like, to come up with a band. And we did. We came up with the band, and since that time we're on the road.
So basically, I know that Hani Adil used to sing with you, and then you decided to go instrumental. Why did you take that decision? Although I know tonight also Muhammad Ali, the violinist, sang with you a bit, but
Yeah, but well, we started as an instrumental band. Hani shared us like singing some songs. So I mean, we were never like a vocal band. Hani used to be with us, like singing a couple of songs, and then we were like, I don't know, like I think that the people, the audience, they like If the Cassette as an instrumental band. And we did some projects actually with singers, like different directions. Like we did with some Moroccan artists, like some Sufi music from Morocco. We did electronic jazz with like some with a singer from the Czech Republic. We had some experiences. Well, Muhammad Ali now is playing with us violin, and he's singing, but he's not like singing lyrics and words. He's just like humming and making like solos with humming. Yeah, I don't know. Like we're not very close to singing, like, or we're doing a vocal project, but like we want to present something that has like a meaning.
although that many members of the group have left or have been replaced or changed, but what could you tell me about you as friends and band members after 13 years of working together?
We're like a family, you know. Like we're like it's a long time of everything, like of tours, of work, of like family bonds, and it's we came very close together, and this and like we're like a family.
How could you describe cassette music?
It's a fusion of everything. Like it's like a cocktail. It's got everything. It's got all the culture. It's got all the colors, all the scents, all the I don't know. Like it's hard to describe it. Yeah.
So what could be the obstacles that are facing groups, for example, as your group nowadays?
Well, I don't like to speak about obstacles, but I mean we had. I mean, look, we even if there are obstacles or difficulties, but like we're still doing music and we're still performing. I mean, we have high expectations, like to be. And we've done lots of tours like in the United States and in Europe and in the Middle East. But I mean, like as long as we're playing music, then there's nothing. Well, obstacles can be like funding an album, for example. But like still, there are like many channels. Like this album from the last one that we are releasing today. That was funded we had an opportunity like to record at the American University, for example, and that's how we recorded the album, and we gave an opportunity to two of them like students there to do their like graduation project in recording the album of FT Cassette. So it's like we managed like to overcome obstacles.
To the end of this special episode of The Beat. I really hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we did, and until we see you again, feel the beat.